From R&B divas to British royalty, this Broadway season promises something for everyone.
And here to bring us all the scoop from the Great White Way is our favorite showman, Patrick Riley.
Hello.
Hi, Patrick.
Oh, it's always so good to be here. You know that.
I know.
Lots of great Broadway shows.
And I love having you here.
I'm so excited about Brandy Norwood being in a play on Broadway, making her
Can we
Broadway
tell you
debut.
which one? It's the show I said I never wanted to see again. Chicago!
Of course, it's been around forever.
Moesha's going to be in Chicago?
Moesha is going to be
Or
Roxy
Chardonnay.
Hart. Chardonnay is going to be Roxy Hart. And can I tell you, you know, Chicago is the, how do we say, the queen of stunt casting? Because they've been doing it since the beginning. You know, since this show started on Broadway in mid-'75, guess who the first fill-in for Roxy Hart was?
Who?
Liza Minnelli.
Are you
And I had to write this list down because I wanted you guys to see all these folks who've done it. Brooke Shields has been Roxy Hart. Robin Givens, Ashley Simpson, Melanie Griffith, Michelle Williams from DC3. I saw her in it. She was great. Christy Brinkley, Anne Ranking, and here comes Brandy.
Wow.
I think it's a great, but it's a great look for Brandy.
You think so?
And the wake of the game, you know, kind of now wrapping up its
Right.
run. It's something for her to do that really plays to who she is as an artist.
And this is her Broadway debut.
This is her
so she's been
actual
on the
Broadway
small
debut.
Screen. She's been on the big screen.
Yes.
She's obviously been in the studio.
She has.
Now she's on the stage.
And it's a great move, I think, for her. You know, Keke Palmer brought what Brandy did for Cinderella in TV to the
so
Broadway
true. I
stage.
loved her
So
version.
it's nice to see Brandy come and get a stat herself, you know, to show that she can do the Great White Way.
All right, well now let's
She's so
talk
talented.
about Hamilton. It's generating a lot of buzz.
Yes,
It
Tell us more
is.
about it.
What can I tell you? Hamilton is done by the players of In the Heights, the producers and the director and the writer of In the Heights.
Everyone's
Right,
talking
right.
about this hip-hop twist.
Absolutely. Now,
Okay.
hip-hop doesn't always work, right?
Right.
The
But this
last
is
one with Tupac, it didn't
makes
last
me
so
want to
long.
holler didn't do so
Yeah.
well. Well, let me tell you
know.
what's so great here. This is American history through a contemporary hip-hop lens. So you really do kind of, you know, Hamilton is in Alexander Hamilton and all of the other great players in the patriotic world of American history are all manifesting and executing through the sounds of hip-hop. Now, what's great about this is at the public. So this is off Broadway, but by July it will be on a Broadway stage.
Is that right?
That doesn't always
It's very
happen.
rare.
That it goes on. You know, the public is kind of like a workshop. It's a
sure
place where
is.
you're kind of figuring it out. You're dotting the I's, crossing the T's. They're doing all of that en route to their opening in July on Broadway. And guess what? It's sold out through the first 3 to
serious?
4 weeks. This show's a hot one.
Already.
This is a hot one.
I have a
Okay.
feeling Patrick can get us some tickets.
Yes,
Shannon.
please,
we
hook
can
that
talk.
up.
We can talk. We can talk. Absolutely.
Okay, so Hamilton isn't the only historical figure
No.
on the Great White Way. We've got the Queen.
Yes, can we talk about the Queen,
And
Helen
Churchill,
Mirren?
off
And
Broadway.
Churchill. Churchill
Okay.
off Broadway at New World Stages. You know, the great story of the great Prime Minister. One of the 18 that took, or that was an audience with
Exactly,
the Queen.
with the
Queen
Queen.
Elizabeth II, who Helen Mirren is playing in the audience.
Now she's
And
she's back playing the Queen yet again. And she's already won an Oscar
She
for
won
playing the Queen.
every,
She's won every
major
award.
acting prize for this, but she has yet to win a Tony. Let's see, should I predict?
Yeah, go
I
for
choose
it.
to predict.
Until now.
We like
I'm
your predictions.
feeling like Helen Mirren is going to win the Tony Award for her portrayal of the Queen yet again, Queen Elizabeth. Absolutely. And not just for gravitas. She really transforms. We're talking over 12 prime ministers with whom she meets over these many years, and she transforms on stage. So it takes you into each of these weekly meetings that Queen Elizabeth would take with the prime ministers of those respective times every week to be caught up on what was going on and all. To be poured the tea, if you will.
Intriguing.
The tea with the Queen.
With
Yeah,
the Queen. With the Queen. So Helen Mirren, the audience, highly recommended.
All right, so let's talk revivals. The King and I and American in Paris are both being revisited.
Yeah, well, you know, American in Paris is the one I really want to talk about because it gives the ballet effect. It just did a beautiful run in Paris at the wonderful theater there, and it has come here already selling out shows, and it is a perfect blend, not just of George Gershwin. It's that great story of post-World War II, a wonderful American soldier, beautiful French woman against the Eiffel Tower and all the beautiful sights, but it is with a ballet troupe. So this whole story kind of culminates with a 14-minute ballet suite that just You have to take your daughters.
Yeah, and it's not
Shannon.
often you see ballet on Broadway.
Absolutely,
Okay.
absolutely. So it's next level, I think, for
guys would
Broadway.
love that.
I think it's perfect. It's a perfect thing to take your daughters to.
Oh, a Sunday matinee with
Yeah,
Daddy
let's
would
do
be so
it.
cool.
Yeah, yeah.
All right, A Fish in the Dark, Larry David's new Broadway production. Everyone's been talking about
Yes,
it.
they
Larry
have.
David made his Broadway debut, but Larry David's not even in it anymore. What happened?
Well, you know what? I think they didn't count on this show doing as well as it has done. It is doing extremely well. Guess who's going to replace him, though? Jason Alexander, George Costanza from Seinfeld.
Perfect.
So
He kept it in the family.
Absolutely, kept it in the family. What I love about this, I have to tell you about this show. You know, it's getting mixed reviews, but the show itself is doing extremely well. Rosie Perez from The View is in the cast, as well as Rita Wilson, Tom Hanks' wife, who we've just been hearing about in the news today.
But she plans to return.
She
So
plans to
when she
return
recovers from her
when she
vasectomy,
recovers.
she'll
Absolutely. But what's so great about it's kind of like it's where Broadway meets Empire. I'm here to tell you, no, because it is about a father who is dying. He has 3 sons, one of whom is played by Larry David, will eventually be played by Jason Alexander, and he is trying to determine who will take over and take care of the mother.
But this one is not a musical.
But this
No
is not a musical. This is not a
Okay.
musical. But if you love Curb Your Enthusiasm, Seinfeld, Larry David's wry, dry
Yeah,
wit,
that caustic wit.
it's
Yeah.
all there. It's all there. It's a great show.
Okay, and real quick, we want to talk about Finding Neverland. I mean, how many times can they remake Peter Pan? That's what I want to know.
Well, if you can bring Matthew Morrison from Glee, and you can bring Kelsey Grammer, Fraser's Own,
Yes.
then you should find
Kristen
an
Chenoweth
excuse.
as
And then,
well.
Kristen is in the other
On the
show
20th?
On the 20th Century. But what I want to say about Finding Neverland, it is the first time that Weinstein, Harvey Weinstein, is lead producer in a Broadway show. We know his work in film,
Right.
but we've not seen him sort of put himself out there in the front and in the forefront of putting a play on. But guess what? This thing is selling out. It opens tomorrow. But it has been selling out previews, and it's wonderful. It's I just think it's always nice when you think about Peter Pan and sort of what the show represents, what the moral of the story. It keeps us connected to our inner child. So I think this is another way to do it. Though Peter Pan didn't do as well for NBC.
No, it did not.
I think this is a version of Peter Pan and that whimsical fantasy that I think will please our Broadway viewing audience.
All right,
I
now
really do.
Patrick's picks for On and Off Broadway.
My picks-
Lightning round, give it to us.
2 we haven't mentioned. One is
know you said
Buzzer.
Buzzer.
Off Broadway.
Buzzer.
It's a great gentrification tale set in New York City.
Okay.
Similar to Disgraced, but it is even hotter. We're talking an attorney who is from the hood who makes it, and he has his white girlfriend and his white best friend. And what happens to these 3 people who live in this loft apartment space in gentrifying Bed-Stuy, let's say, for example? What happens? How does the racial tension play out? How does the sexual tension play out? Guess what? In 90 minutes, no intermission, it all plays out. It's really good. And then on
90
Broadway,
minutes, I like that time.
don't we love that
Yeah,
for our
that's a
attention
win.
span?
Yes.
And so much happens in
Right.
that 90 minutes.
Okay.
Airline Highway. It's a play. It's Broadway.
Okay.
It reads like a musical. It's set in New Orleans post-Katrina. And it's about Miss Ruby, who's this burlesque artist who decides that she wants a funeral while she's alive. You know, in New Orleans culture,
okay.
the funeral, the homegoing is
course.
very celebratory.
Yeah, very
she
elaborate.
decided she wants her flowers while she's alive.
So
So
she's
this
gonna
play
Be there to see the whole funeral.
the whole funeral, but it chronicles the heart of New Orleans people. In the wake of Katrina, I think Broadway is now catching up with current events. So we're now beginning to see, for example, gentrification, as I mentioned in Buzzer, and we're able to see sort of how Katrina impacted New Orleans and a nation and a world, and now we can kind of look at it in a creative, entertaining way. Airline Highway does that in no small way. And it's not a musical, but it reads like a musical because it has musical influence, the staging,
It's
the
New
vibrance.
Orleans. What's New Orleans
It's New
without
Orleans.
music?
All the
Right.
references, it's wonderful. Airline Highway, highly recommended.
Well,
all
Patrick,
great
you
picks.
are wonderful.
Yes.
Thank you. It's always great to be here.
And we love talking Broadway with you.
There's lots more to come. Jennifer Hudson's coming to The Color Purple, but we can talk soon.
So you gotta
Okay,
come
soon.
back.
We can
Yes,
talk soon.
definitely. All right.
Yes.
Thanks, Patrick.
Thank you, guys.
And we'll have more Rise Entertainment 360 when we return.